game, but the way he's slinging the pill all over the field, it's something special to watch right now.
All he could do was laugh after that missed field goal by G.O.A.T, which would have put G.O.A.T, given him the win, but he misses it just wide right. You know, you got to bounce back from something like that. But let's take a look at Kiv's money picks real fast, starting with Night Train Lane.
Night Train Lane at the corner position, he will cause a lot of turnovers on the outside with his speed and his hit power. You got Deion Sanders, that's a matchup nightmare for any receiver. Tim Brown made a couple big plays for him in that previous game against G.O.A.T. And then the beautiful pair of McNair and Randy Moss to take the top off the defense. That's where his offense starts and finishes.
Perhaps the star of his lineup is that sweatshirt, Gibbs. We've talked a lot about that Florida design, but it's done well. It's done well for him so far today, and he's had some fortunate luck. Now we're looking at G.O.A.T here, sitting in, all smiles from both these guys. G.O.A.T, the 24th ranked player from West New York, New Jersey. What do you like about G.O.A.T?
I'll tell you what, if you ever wanted to know what it feels like to be 2-0 in a live event, look at how relaxed both these guys are right now. Fantastic. They know they're advancing, they know they're moving on, but G.O.A.T, great player. He wins 90% of his games to get here on the online ladder. So this guy has the highest win percentage of the entire tournament.
Let's take a look at G.O.A.T's money picks.
Carbon copy right here. You see from what you had from Kiv with Night Train Lane on the outside. Deion Sanders, that's the guy that they use as a Swiss Army knife all over the field. I want to match him up against opponent's #1 receiver. Then you got Jerry Rice, the GOAT, and then the other GOAT, Randy Moss, and then Donovan McNabb, a lot of mobility at the quarterback position to roll out of the pocket and make throws downfield.
Now we're going to take a look at your scouting report, Gibbs, brought to you by Xbox. What do these guys have to do?
And for Kiv, it's all about playing relaxed. When he gets off the slow starts and he hurries things, makes mistakes, that is where we've seen him fault in these live events. He gets off the slow starts. He's just got to play relaxed. He's in his Gucci sweatshirt. He's got floral print all over there. Play relaxed, calm, cool, collected. You'll get a win.
And what about G.O.A.T?
G.O.A.T for him, it's all about a fast start. We said that Kiv needs to get off to a slow start if he wants to prevent G.O.A.T from getting a win here. For G.O.A.T, it's all about opposite game right there. You get off to a fast start yourself, you'll be able to get a win.
Just all about momentum going into this last game here in Group B. If you were just joining us, Skimbo and Serious Mo moved on from Group A earlier today, and now we've got Group B action. G.O.A.T versus Young Kiv. Both these guys will move on out of group stage, but a lot of pride for this game on the line.
This is also the Battle of the Lettuce game. Hashtag Battle of the Lettuce game. Both guys have phenomenal hair that they bring to the table.
Different hairstyles, but yeah, they definitely bring it.
Well, you got the flowing locks of Kiv, and then you got the hybrid man bun part combination faded buzz from G.O.A.T on the other side.
East Coast versus West Coast. Screaming from the left edge there is G.O.A.T. G.O.A.T in those Vikings uniform.
Coming up next on Fashion Tips from the Madden Championship, we'll be breaking down the feet heat of all these competitors.
I don't know if anybody can top you, Gibbs. You brought up your game recently.
I got some fresh shoes on today. I'll tell you what, Ultra Boosts are my go-to.
No sponsorship from Adidas, but you do enjoy the Ultra Boosts. I have to say they are very comfortable. And just like that, Young Kiv will punt this one away with a 4th and 7 from his own 30.
And that's the start.
So you said start slow for
that's the start for
Kiv.
I mean, that's exactly what he needed to do if he wants to get into position to get out of here with a George W.
Not quite as slow as he wanted Kiv to get to start, though.
No, I mean not for Kiv. I mean Kiv, he wants to play relaxed, but you got to be able to move the ball. I mean, I think this is going to be a very fun game.
A little too relaxed.
This will be a fun game, as both players, yes, they're playing for seeding, but when you get into a game that other than seeding is on the line, you're going to see these guys just chuck the pill all over the field.
Could be a fun game. Either way you slice it, these are two of the best Madden players in the world. Everybody in the field of 32, exceptional just to get here. We have been on a long 9-month journey since the launch of Madden 17 back in August. To get here today, Donovan McNabb, plenty of time in the pocket before the pressure gets loose. He completes it to Jerry Rice, who Gets past one defender and out of bounds at the 42.
Yeah, I tell you, I love what G.O.A.T just did right there. You had Jerry Rice run the flat, little playmaker upfield. For those of you new at home, playmaker allows you to virtually control a receiver with your quarterback. You point out where you want them to go on the field. They will run there. You can see he used it for a big play.
Pressure from the right edge. That's Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders has been a lot of trouble for offenses today, especially in Young Kiv's defense. Sending that nickel heat. Bunch set here for G.O.A.T. G.O.A.T. motioning his men out right.
Gotta be careful off this right edge. You don't have anyone to stay in the block to pick up the blitz off the right edge.
Play action, throws it to Randy Moss. And Randy Moss, as we said earlier, is on 29 of the 32 teams here in the field of 32 for the Madden Championship. He's definitely the most loved receiver in Madden Ultimate Team. Chad Johnson on a lot of squads as well. Another completion.
Bro, come on.
This one down at the 21-yard line.
And I'll tell you, the reason that pass was completed right there was Donovan McNabb's ability to get the ball out of his hand quicker than most other quarterbacks. We are playing Madden Ultimate Team salary cap ranked. This is where you get different types of players. You see McNabb, a former legend of the game, on the roster here for G.O.A.T. Brings a lot to the table in terms of his mobility outside the pocket and that quick release. Not every single quarterback in the game has the ability to get the ball out as quick as Donovan McNabb.
That's right, that gunslinger trait, they call it. It actually started with Brett Favre back in December in the holiday promotion, and then they extended that to Michael Vick and Donovan McNabb, and G.O.A.T. running with that. He likes it. You can see the green pulse underneath the player when he throws one of those bullet passes that are extra quick.
All right, ready for
literally a faster animation.
Ready for a quick tip right here, AJ? If you're new at home, you want to get better at playing the game, you got to run the ball on first down. As you can see here, to try and force your opponent to try and stop the run, that then opens up passing lanes behind it. Because what happens is your opponent will start to bring extra safeties in the box. They might blitz those safeties to play in run support. Then that opens up all this area in the back of the end zone where a lot of guys like to try and get the ball big to one of their tight ends for a touchdown.
If you want to be one of the best, you definitely have to know how to score in the red zone. Handoff up the middle, finding his way close. His knees are down at the 1. So 3rd and goal here for G.O.A.T.
Sneak time.
It's what I would put my bet my Pogs on.
Pogs?
You remember Pogs?
Yeah, you remember the slammers?
The slammers were the best.
Do you remember what type of slammer you had? I don't remember what time I
Man, you're putting me on the spot with that one. I think I had some sports ones. I'm pretty sure I had a Broncos slammer at one point. And there's a touchdown by G.O.A.T. to take the early lead. He kicks the extra point, which is good. So there's a 7-0 lead here for G.O.A.T. early on, and that's just the fast start you were talking about, Gibbs, right on the gas pedal.
Yeah, and this will be now the next possession here to watch for Kiv. It's vital in the fact that if he has another 3 and out, this is where we've seen him lose control of games. When he gets down early, he is an up-tempo offense. He wants to throw the ball a lot. He wants to get the ball out quick. And if he has a turnover here, gives the ball back to G.O.A.T. G.O.A.T. will be in commanding position to go up 2 scores. So really important for Kiv to go on a good drive here.
Completion outright to Johnson, and we're going to throw it to Zach. What's up, Zach?
I got breaking news. I got a D. Jones touchdown. He's up 7-0, AJ, and my Pog slammer was a poison.
Okay.
Trivia of the day. You might have made that up. I don't trust him. We need to verify.
I believe it. Zach remembers the weirdest things.
That doesn't sound real. Does not sound real. Poison slammer. Get out of here.
Poison slammer. He probably, knowing Zach, he probably had some glitch. He had some glitchy stuff that he was winning Pog games. There's a throw to Brown towards the sideline. Completed pass for another first down for Young Kiv. G.O.A.T. ranked 23rd in series points. He's won over $12,000 so far, even though he hasn't made it out of a live group stage yet. Until today.
Today's the first time he'll make it out of a group stage. And when we heard him talk to Darrelle earlier in the day, Darrelle asked a great question to him. She said, what have you learned from playing these tournaments? You seem to be able to have harnessed your emotions, what we've seen in the past. And it's just about experience. Joe, grizzled veteran when it comes to playing competitive Madden, but when he got to these live events, he was all raw emotion, and that kind of threw him off a lot of his gameplay, and he didn't play his best when he got here. And today, calm, cool, collected, man, and you got to tip your cap. He was able to recognize a weakness in his game, corrected it, and now he will be advancing on.
Low snap there to McNair. Young Kiv spent the most cap on his quarterback of anybody in the field of 32.
And what you're seeing from a lot of these players that have been performing well here today is they're using the playmaker feature. What happens is they'll send a short drag over the middle of the field, and then they'll use the playmaker feature to send that receiver upfield, and that's been a big part of a lot of the offenses we're seeing here today.
A lot of depth there too. We talk about gunslinger traits, we talk about tip drill. We've seen all that today here in these first two groups, but another one is just being able to use that ability to move those guys quicker too.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, right? You don't only just see it with the playmaker upfield, you'll see it, I've seen it can be the most dangerous, is you have a receiver run a drag like this over the middle of the field, and then they can motion them back across the field with a quick playmaker to the opposite, and it's just absolutely devastating. If you're new watching the game at home, you want to try to improve, you got to try the playmaker feature out. It's one of the best ways to get your receivers open against zone coverage.
So 2nd and 10 here from the 29. Young Kiv driving here. He's in that gun. Play action to Montgomery, throwing left to Randy Moss. Randy Moss with the rat catch. And he's hit hard at the 4-yard line, but he holds on to it.
Yeah, McNair right now, 8 for 11 early in this one here for Kiv. 73 yards passing. Kiv comes into this tournament with the #1 ranked passing offense in terms of yards per game. He's just over 200 yards a game at 201 per game. So really chucking the ball over the field. You've seen him dominate games throughout this tournament season with his passing offense.
Eight seconds on the play clock. Single back set here for young Kiv. He's got Montgomery in the backfield. All the pressure comes in. Newsome, he run commits there by Joke, and young Kiv throws it in the end zone.
Oh, that's the second time we've seen someone run commit against Kiv in this red zone area.
Let's take a look at that again.
Yeah, see here, snap of the ball, McNair, everyone committing towards the run. That's just easy pickings. Newsome back of the end zone. You saw Goes Madden do that in the previous game. Looks like the scout report a little wrong here on Kiv.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm placing my odds on anything, it's that young Kiv is going to pass the ball no matter where he is on the field.
Him and Skimbo in the red zone, just chuck it.
You think there's some muscle memory there that they're just like flicking down on the right stick?
They're pot committed. They think run commit, and then they're pot committed. I hate when that happens.
Yeah, it just
Sometimes
happens.
I just stick with it and just pray.
Yep. It's not that he never runs, but it is a rare occasion. Here's a deep pass towards the sideline. Randy Moss has the grab and jump with a big gain brought down at the 32-yard line.
Gets time in the pocket here. You can see drops back, fires an absolute dart down that right sideline. Big completion all the way down to the 32.
Dot, 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 dot. All right, let's throw it to Zach for a Madden game break.
Goes Madden answering the initial touchdown, ties it up 7-7. Right now it sits with D. Jones just kicking a field goal, 10-7 on the other game.
D. Jones trying out those old 80s Orange Crush Broncos uniforms. I like it.
Yeah, I've seen better.
Not work. The others haven't worked out for him today, so.
How's the draft been so far for the Broncos?
The draft has been pretty good. You know what?
Yeah.
Not necessarily the most exciting, but sometimes that's all you want.
You feel great that they took an offensive lineman with their first pick?
Absolutely.
Really?
You gotta shore up the offensive line. Ask the Dallas Cowboys about
fibbing.
that.
Now you're just fibbing.
The Dallas Cowboys have the best offensive line in football, and they've taken a lot of guys in the first round.
Last year? I mean, yes, 13-3. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott. That's great. It's fantastic. But then what happened in the
This doesn't have to be a Patriots discussion.
I didn't even talk about it. I didn't bring it up.
How exciting have the Patriots been this draft?
Factually, you brought it up. I didn't bring it up. Patriots took like 7 guys
about
from
the
Rutgers.
Patriots.
7 guys from Rutgers.
7 guys. Give me your scouting report as we see another touchdown here by Joe.
The strengths would be great intangibles, very coachable, hard worker, nose for the ball, and then their weaknesses would be like stiff in the hips, not very athletic,
4-year captain,
not smart, 4-year captain, plays very much like Rob Ninkovich, who played very much like Mike Vrabel, who played very much like...
He has a style, and it's worked. It's worked. As much as I hate to admit it, it has worked very well.
Yeah, not bad.
14-7 ball game in this one. Joke leading young Kiv now here in the first half. Tim Brown going to return it out of the end zone, and he brings it out to the 28-yard line before he's stopped. Tim Brown, one of the better kick returners in NFL history, especially, or I should say also in Madden Ultimate Team because of some of those boosts you can get from him. Throw out right side to Montgomery. Montgomery is wrangled and then pushed out of bounds at the 33.
I want to go on a rant here about what you're seeing a lot of these top players doing for anyone to try and improve their game at home. You're seeing it, we call it a table pattern. And what it is, it's a route by the halfback. They run it from, you can see here, Montgomery. They'll run it out of the backfield and run to the short flat. It's a little bit of a vertical stem, which leads them upfield. That is the single best route that you can add to your offense that you're not using today to improve your game instantly.
Completed pass there, and it is close to a first down. They're going to mark him for the first, so young Kiv keeps this drive going. I like the table route as well. Here's a deep pass. He's got Johnson open for the rat catch, and Smith can't catch up to him before he gets into the end zone. Young Kiv's going to tie this one up.
Big time play down that right sideline. You had Harrison Smith in deep coverage, known for his speed. You can see here he gets caught up in the short part of the field there when he was in a deep assignment. So a little bit of a misplay right there for Harrison Smith, and Joke's defense leads to the touchdown, the tying touchdown in this one.
Let's check in with Zach. Zach, talk to me.
It's D. Jones in this one. He's taking the momentum. He's got a 17-7 lead. Look at this throw down the sideline. He runs it all the way home, finally starting to make things click.
That is a dot right there.
Dot, 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 dot. And if those, we're referencing what we're talking about was Kiv's wonderful dot, dot, dot performance earlier in the day against D. Jones.
Goes and D. Jones both playing for money, and not just pride, not just to get one win under their belt here. Both playing for some extra cash in that second game.
$2,500. That's a lot of extra cash to add to your trip home. You could buy a lot of things on that trip home.
A lot of
$2,500. Shoes.
Maybe even one sweater. You shop at the same place.
One Gucci
young
sweater.
Kid.
I really am. Listen, this sweater right here you're seeing from Kiv is fantastic. It's floral design. It looks like it's like from Hawaii. You could wear that to the beach. You could wear that on a trip on an airplane. People think you're ready to go on vacation. You could wear that to a party. Go out. You'd be the talk of the entire
party. You think you could get away with it, Gibbs?
Yes, absolutely.
You think you could wear that?
Oh, absolutely.
Fits into your style?
Oh, absolutely.
A fumble on the play.
Matter of fact,
recovered by Joe.
Kiv said he didn't want to take RG out, but I'd open up my checking account to Kiv to help me pick up some Gucci sweaters. You don't think I could rock it?
I'm gonna say you stick to what you wear.
Okay, what do I wear?
Your American flag belt.
Okay.
Come on.
Your khakis.
My khakis.
Your Dockers.
I don't wear Dockers.
Not anymore.
My khakis.
Your not car keys.
Okay. See, I was going to check to see if you knew. Was I saying car keys or khakis?
You're not that boss.
I lost my khakis.
Joke flips the play. He's got Chad Johnson, Randy Moss, Jerry Rice lined up out left. Don't think you could ever see a better wide receiving core in one football game. He throws an incomplete pass.
Yeah, and that time we see the flat taken away. It's the beginning signs of someone recognize, okay, they're going to the flat, going to the flat. Now the offense here for Joke, you recognize that. You now attack vertically when one of these defenders playing in the short flat.
Obviously, both these guys going to get out of this group stage, but they're also playing for seeding right now. The winner of this one will be a top seed versus a 2 seed, and that makes the difference between playing someone like Skimbo potentially
Well,
or someone you may rather
let me
face.
speak of the devil there. I mean, I literally on my notes here I have with Joke. He said he will never lose to Skimbo in a game that matters. How about a statement for the #1 player in the world right there?
Okay. He needs to prove it.
Oh, he's won 90% of his games to get here.
Playing on the big stage against Skimbo is about as tough as it gets, though. We have tie ball game, and Joke is going to punt this one away on 4th and 10. 55 seconds remaining here in the first half. Want to remind everybody that we've got more action tomorrow when we kick off Group C and D of the Madden Championship. And then next week we've got Groups E through H. But tomorrow we've got, hey, your Madden Challenge champion, Beast Mode Mac, out of Group C.
Big statement game at 3 p.m. Eastern for that kickoff there for tomorrow's games. But we heard Zach earlier talk about our past champions and how they get off the slow start, terrible starts when they come to a new event. So in Spot Me Please, back in the Madden Classic, he then shows up to the Madden Bowl and he goes 0-3 after winning the Madden Classic. Then you get Dubby, who wins the Madden Bowl. He heads into the Madden Challenge. Guess what? 0-3. And then now Beastmo Mac wins the Madden Challenge. How will he fare in the Madden Championship? We'll find out tomorrow.
I guess we will find out tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern. Also in that group, Ivy Strafen, S. Dello, and Lights Out. And then in Group D, you've got Eric Problem Right, Scheming, Drag, and Lil Man. So it's going to be a fun one tomorrow as well, as we get close to halftime here in this final game of Group B.
Fantastic chance to watch Problem in action tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to it. McNair finds Newsome. Newsome trucks one. And then a timeout here by Young Kiv.
Not often you complete a pass for a 4-yard loss. You can see his tight end got caught in the backfield there to a 3rd and 13.
Randy Moss motioned left. McNair, pressure from the right side. He throws it away just as the pressure gets to him. And it's going to be a 4th and 13 here.
That was a good blitz off that right edge, and I did like the way Kiv stepped up in the pocket to pick up the blitz, but then just too much pressure from the interior part of the field that ultimately leads to another punt. I've seen more punts in this game than I've seen in a very long time in a game of Madden.
Both these guys with a lot of respect for the other's game. We've got a tight one. So Joke takes over here, and he's going to jump into the victory formation just to kneel the ball before the half. And run out the rest of this clock, take a swig from his water bottle. So 14 all the score here at the half of this one in the final game of Group B. Gibbs, what do you like from these guys so far?
I mean, listen, they're both playing relaxed, and that's how they should be playing. Yes, they're playing for seeding. That's important. I think that you really do want to try and get that 1 seed so you can avoid a potential matchup against Skimbo. So there is actually a lot they're playing for. You do not want to play the 1 seeds later on in this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's throw it to Dave and the guys. They've got more with our halftime.
Thank you, gentlemen. Rico, 14-14 at half. 2 of the best players in the championship right now. They're both going to advance. Going forward, who do you see as a bigger threat for the rest of this field?
It's all going to depend on if Joe can keep his emotions under control. You see, when he does, he's in a shootout with Kiv. He can play with anybody. It's going to be a tough one.
Absolutely. And going forward, you know that both these guys are going to be trouble for everybody they face. Now, as everybody at home knows, the last 3 days have been the NFL draft, which is cool on its own, but the draft and Madden actually have kind of a special connection. Zach, what is that special connection?
Dave, it's all about Ultimate Team. The team back at EA Tiburon in Orlando, they actually work in real time to get these players instantly into the game as they're selected. There you see the number 2 pick, Trubisky for the Bears, even with the trade. Then you've got the Niners selection. And then, of course, the quarterback everyone wanted to see go, Watson. He went to the Texans. You can now play with those players available inside of Madden Ultimate Team. And let me give you one sleeper, okay? You've got the elite version of John Ross, the man who broke the record at the Combine. He's 99 speed with 99 Excel. But there's a gold version, save you a little bit of cap, save you a little bit of coin, still has 98 speed, and if he's not on your roster, you're making a huge mistake. So take that from me. Go check out all those new items in the game. All the first-round rookies are in there, and it's a really cool way to tie the NFL draft into the game you like, Madden.
Absolutely. That is some Madden insider information right there. Don't forget that we are back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. We have our groups C and D taking the stage. Problem, Beast Mode, some of the best players in the country going to be playing tomorrow. Let's just finish this up, shall we, gentlemen? Let's get done with Group B right now. Let's send it back over to our casters, AJ and Gibbs. Let's call the second half, gentlemen.
Thank you, Dave. Gibbs, I'm looking forward to playing with some of those new draft prospects in Madden Ultimate Team. This is the first 99 speed player that we've had this year in Madden Ultimate Team with Ross.
Yeah, chuck him a couple drags over in the middle of the field and just go absolute ham sauce with him. That's what I want to do.
Maybe the return of my parry bomb.
Do not bring that back. Do not. You are a great player before the game comes out. I'll say that. That's the best thing I'll ever say about you. You're fantastic before the game drops.
Best guy in training camp. Best guy in training camp.
At least you're best at something. I kind of went in on you there.
Yeah, you did a little bit. That's all right.
I apologize.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Chad Johnson in motion as we kick off the second half. Joe completes a pass to his running back there in the flats. He's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Here's that table route. Didn't work out for Joke on that one, just because Kiv was ready for it. Looking right.
Pick the ball off.
Yeah, good defense right there. He had his flats dropping back, playing over-the-top coverage on that one. They're dropping back. So watch now. You're going to see trips to the left. Watch for adjustment to bring pressure off that right edge from the outside corner here from Kiv. No, he drops into coverage.
Kiv doing a good job mixing up his defense. There's a bullet pass by Joke, and a nice dot there to his wide receiver for another first down.
Yeah, going to be tough for a linebacker to cover Randy Moss over the middle of the field there, one-on-one. Big play right there from Joke.
Kind of surprised more don't use the gunslinger. I think you've said that it's not your favorite. You need conductor.
Yeah, here's why. You get
Different
into the
ability.
rhythm. You get into the rhythm and the flow of a game when you have conductor, because it allows you to make multiple hot routes on a play quickly, right? A lot of these guys here, though, they like that gunslinger because it gives them that chance to get the ball out quick just like that. So a lot of the times where you see gunslinger, the ability to get the ball out quicker than your average quarterback, it comes into play when pressure's coming in the quarterback's face. He gets the ball off quicker, so you avoid sacks, you avoid overthrows because of this ability by these special quarterbacks.
I do like how even just that millisecond can be the difference between a sack fumble or an incomplete pass sometimes too. There's a completed one over the middle on the playmaker.
That's so bad.
By McDabb. And Kiv capping a little bit at Joe.
Yeah, I didn't like the fact that he had a playmaker up the middle of the field there, and he caught the ball again hanging on into traffic. That's 2 catches on this drive. One to Moss and another one right there over to Johnson in the middle of the field, or catching it in traffic there.
McNabb with another bullet pass there to Randy Moss on the out pattern, and he completes it for a 5-yard gain. So we're looking at a 2nd and 5 here as we approach the red zone.
And you know, we're saying that both these guys are advancing and moving on into the round of 16. But I think more importantly for Joke is this is the ultimate statement. Everyone knows how good of a ball player Kiv is, right? Everyone has seen him at these live events. We've seen Joke at the live events, but he just hasn't really put on a great performance. And I think people come in and anticipate, okay, Kiv's going to go on a run. He's going to play hot. He's going to wear a phenomenal Gucci jacket. He's going to have the great lettuce. But Joke, on the other hand, he comes in and he is playing lights out. For him to go 3-0, that's the statement victory. That's a statement about how good of a ball player he is.
I think you make a really good point there. Joke is known as he runs this one in for a touchdown. Tony Dorsett into the end zone, and he's going to take the lead on that one. And I think you make a good point, Gibbs. He hasn't made it out of the group stage, and this is a good statement if he can go 3-0 in this group, which is actually very tough. D. Jones, Goes, and Young Kiv all in this group.
And you can't you can't word jumble there, but You can't underestimate the importance of avoiding having to play a guy like Skimbo. And if you were later on in the later rounds, that's what you're trying to avoid. You're trying to avoid playing the best of the best here. So that's where G.O.A.T going 3-0 can help his odds there.
Deion Sanders in on the play. So it's 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line. Young Kiv now takes over on offense. G.O.A.T, a nice little drive there to kick off the second half. He has the 21-14 lead. McNair back, picking up the pressure on the right edge. He has some time before he approaches the line of scrimmage. And let's throw it to Zach for a Madden game break.
AJ, sometimes Madden's easy, sometimes Madden's hard. Today for D. Jones, hard early, but starting to get a little bit easier for him. He's now got a 31-10 lead against G.O.A.T in the 4th.
All right, we're going to bring it back. He'll call
really tough breaks there.
We're going to give him the O back, and now he'll just beat Jones.
I was going to say, you took his O away from D. Jones.
Throwing up 31 points.
He needs more, not less.
He gets the O back now as Jones.
Montgomery motion left. McNair, time in the pocket, throws to Brown. Brown, as the tackler misses him, he looked like he could have cut up field, but couldn't pick up his acceleration fast enough, and he's brought down at the 38.
Brown playing a pivotal role for Kiv's offense. Seems to be the guy that he goes to on critical possessions where he needs a big-time catch to hang on in traffic.
Looked like he had him down the seam there, but he decides to throw this one away. Bring up 2nd and 10. McNair back in the gun. He's got Randy Moss in motion. There's the snap, the pressure from the right side, completes it to Montgomery. And Gibbs, we've seen a lot of impressive players so far today. Who do you think has impressed you the most? I think I have one in my head that is probably Skimbo, but you agree with me on that one?
Skimbo. I mean, without a doubt. This is a guy that comes in and puts on an absolute amazing performance, and he does it in what a lot of people are saying is the toughest group in the entire Madden Championships. He goes 3-0, he advances out, and not only did he go 3-0, he goes up against Serious Mo, who we already know he's a top player in the world, top 5 player in the world, right? And he puts on a big-time beating on Serious Mo in that game. Mo had an opportunity. Mo had a couple opportunities to get back in that one, so it could have made it a little closer. But Skimbo had a great performance there. And not only that, but the importance of that game to Skimbo and what that rivalry means to him and what that rivalry means to competitive Madden. And Skimbo really put on a show there and show that he has what it takes now. I mean, this could be that first time we see him get that first championship.
A nice completion there by Young Kiv into the end zone.
We did a stop, bro.
And with the extra point, he's going to tie the game. But I agree with you. Skimbo averaging 35 points today in group play. And that was what a lot of people said was the toughest group in Group A. Killer Mike just coming off of the Club Series championship win. You had Canes, who is one of the lab partners of Serious Mo, and of course Serious Mo. Serious Mo moves out of the group with him, but Skimbo goes 3-0. And he looks, I mean, I don't think anyone wants a championship more than Skimbo right now. He's made it to the big stage so many times. He's made it just short of the big stage so many times. And he just feels like, and when you talk to him, he just feels like it's his time.
Listen, and the thing about Skimbo, everyone knows the type of offense he has. Everyone and their mother knows that Skimbo's going to run gun bunch. Everybody. I mean, that's what he's going to run. He's going to pass the ball. But I don't think he gets enough respect for his defense. He only lets up 8 points a game. That's ranked number 2 out of 32 in this entire competition. And then he only gives up 99 yards passing a game. That's ranked 3rd out of all the 32 competitors that are here today, are here for this championship. So his defense is, I think, the X factor of why he's going to win this entire tournament with the way he started playing here today.
An excellent breakdown right there. An excellent synopsis, Gibbs. As we are in a tight one here, it looks like, you know, we kind of thought, or at least I thought, that these guys would be playing even more relaxed, but when you zoom in on Young Kiv, he does seem to be It seems that they're both really wanting to win this game. They want to walk away with the W in this as we go into the fourth quarter.
Going 3-0 is big, man. I mean, it
Not
really
just
is.
that, but you know, when you're a competitive player, when you're competitive at all, everything matters. Even when it doesn't, it matters.
I don't want to lose to my dog. If I would play my dog, if I played Charlie in a game of Madden, I would want to crush him, even though he's a dog. Don't care. Make him put the paddle down. I want to make him put the paddle down. I don't care.
We'll say this about Charlie: he has a mean mustache.
He's got
best dog mustache.
Speaking of lettuce, fantastic lettuce on Charlie. I'll try to get a picture for everyone later, but cute dog, real cute dog. Labradoodle.
I'm glad you became a dog guy.
Oh, big time dog guy. Big time dog guy. Had a dog growing up, Summer, yellow lab. Fantastic.
We have covered a lot of topics today, just in this game, Gibbs.
Lettuce, hair,
fashion, shoes,
dogs.
Got it all. There's Tony Dorsett with a nice stiff arm there. You see that big precision stiff arm knocking the linebacker off of him as he rumbles forward down to the 4-yard line. Joke 2nd and 1. Joke looking very confident right now.
You know what we haven't done today? That something made a bad joke about Joke. Like
I'm proud of us for that. Let's keep that record going as he rumbles into the end zone with Dorsett for the touchdown.
The Farrell's bad joke counter, 5, 6, 10.
We may need a graphic someday for just the joke jokes. The joke puns. The extra point is good, and Joke takes the 28-21 lead. So Joke will kick this one off now to young Kiv. Kiv going to take it out of the end zone with Deion Sanders. Sanders finding a little space, brought down at the 28, and let's throw it to Zach.
It's over in this one, 38-10. D. Jones, the victor, goes 0-3. Hey, Gibbs, Hollywood, be careful over there. They might not recognize when you get back.
Look at that. He's just throwing shade from over there.
Shade. So much shade from Farrells. You kind of deserve it today.
I'll have a talking with him.
A little bit.
I'll have a talking with him.
Over a Cobb salad?
Oh, gonna go in on a Cobb salad later.
Let's see what young Kiv can do on this drive. From the 28, throws it to Moss. Moss cuts it back upfield in a nice spin move to stay in bounds. Finally brought down by Dawkins at the 45.
Yeah, big play off that sideline, one-on-one coverage. You get a little separation in that man-to-man. So they battle back here. These guys are both going shot for shot in this one. Tight ball game late in this fourth.
McNair on the play action, and a big hit there as the pressure gets through. And a sack there by Lane.
I like calling that the vice grip blitz, right? You have pressure off one edge over here, and then you have a backside spy defender, so when the quarterback rolls out, you have pressure coming off the right edge, and then you send the spy after the quarterback. That's the vice grip. Right here, that is the vice grip. Bang!
That's another good tip, Gibbs, for new players. If you see a guy rolling out, like we see a lot of guys doing in this tournament, trying to avoid the heat from one edge, you've got that guy in a spy that you can just click that right stick in, the R3 button.
Release the hounds, baby.
And release that hound.
Release the hounds right after the quarterback.
It's a great design. You should make use of. There's a throw to Johnson. Chad Johnson tries to cut it back up the middle, and he is brought down. So it's going to be 4th and 14 decision for young Kiv here in the fourth quarter.
4th and 14, a lot of areas to watch out for if you're in this situation at home. A great opportunity to play a little man-to-man coverage. Watch for deep crossing patterns over the middle of the field. Right there. You also want to watch the deep sideline over there as primary options here from your opponent's offense.
Johnson motion right. McNair, pressure from both sides. Throws it looking for Moss, and he cannot get to it. It's a bad pass, and young Kiv is going to turn the ball over on downs.
Yeah, it was a bad pass, but it was all predicated by Joke's defensive pressure. The blitz was coming off the right edge. It was untouched towards the quarterback, forced Kiv to have to throw the ball early. You can see he throws in the dirt, turnover on downs.
Dorsett up the middle on the run, and he's brought down at the 31, so a big rush there. Let's take a look at that one again. Tony Dorsett, 9 carries for 50 yards on the day and a touchdown.
A lot of running room in the interior part of the field. You get your safeties to collapse. Only guys that were there to able to stop that halfback wham run. One of the better runs for interior yards that you'll find in an offense in Madden.
Wham.
Halfback wham.
Halfback wham.
Get the cool whip.
Wheat thins.
I got nothing.
Oh, there's the run commit and a pick.
Wow. That is an unbelievable play right there by young Kiv. Listen, this is a run commit. All your defenders, you have 3 guys wide open. Young Kiv picks the right one. That is a 1 in 100 chance type of play right there to get himself one more possession for the tie.
Tough read there if you're Joe. So he throws the interception, and it looks like he's going to pick one off, and so we just trade spaces.
That's a band name. Trading spaces.
Trading spaces. Tender spaces. What was it? What
Tender
is it here?
spaces.
Tender spaces.
Tender spaces. That's also the best part on the field. You know, when you're describing an offense, you want to be able to say, hey, I got to have an offense that can throw the ball into tender spaces. Real soft spots in between all the zone defenders.
Both guys doing a good job finding the gaps in the defense. There's Dorsett with a nice stiff arm, another one, and finally he's brought down at the 26, so another big run there by the legend running back.
An opportunity here for G.O.A.T to choose some clock here and get out of here. It doesn't look like Kiv's going to take some timeouts.
I think G.O.A.T has used a different team uniform at every live event he's been to.
Good pressure. You know,
West New York, New Jersey. He's a Giants fan.
Well, while he's winning this game, you know, Kiv has done a good job of making him one-dimensional really in this game. You can see a couple handoffs to Dorsett. He's only got 11 rushes for 61 yards. So he's really forced G.O.A.T to play a one-dimensional game by taking away some of those interior runs.
Young Kiv still with 2 timeouts remaining. Runs out to try to cover the play.
Great
good play call there by Joe.
Yeah, it's a great play call. That's based off the numbers game over there. Left side of the field, you had that slot corner blitzing. That means you only have 1 zone defender off that left edge. On this play down here, you have 2 blocking receivers. That's just straight math, homie. You got 2 blocking receivers against 1 defender. That's where you see he picks up 9 yards.
So G.O.A.T on the field goal attempt from the 18.
Yes.
It's a fake.
Yes. One time.
He rolls it out and he throws an interception to Young Kiv.
One time the opposite way.
So Young Kiv now takes over from the 34. G.O.A.T can't believe it. He cannot believe it. Great user play there by Young Kiv.
That's what we call playing loose in a game when you know you're advancing.
A little too loose. Perhaps. But I like seeing it nonetheless. I wish we saw more fakes, but let's take a look at that play again, Gibbs.
You haven't seen a play like this since Skimbo. You little chuck over to Myers. Who is that? And then he throws a direct pass 5 yards away for interception. That's not how you drew that one up in the locker room.
There's a reason he's a kicker and not a quarterback.
Yeah.
That pass is complete to Randy Moss, who's hit hard at the 45-yard line. So Young Kiv uses another timeout to stop the clock. He needs a couple big plays. Do we have overtime in our future? Who knows?
Free football, baby. Free football, baby.
Newsome out of bounds at the 44, so 52 seconds.
I'm calling. He'll go for 2 if he gets a touchdown.
I could see that. I could see that. Young Kiv audibling out of that formation into the tight gun set. McNair, pressure up the middle, looking deep. He has Johnson, but Johnson does not hang on to the football. It's knocked down by Smith.
Yeah, great click on by G.O.A.T. Watch the top of the screen right here. You'll see it come on the screen. It's going to say user SWAT. That was the play made by G.O.A.T. Great click on.
Throw by McNair to Montgomery. Montgomery probably should have run out of bounds there, so Kiv's going to have to use another timeout, and that's his last one. Kiv down to 41 seconds.
A lot of plays, a lot of options open to you. Quick drags over the middle of the field, deep posts over the middle of the field.
Play action to McNair, trying for the swerve. Moss hangs on to it, and he's down at the 1 yard line, and G.O.A.T calls a timeout.
No timeouts for Kiv here, but G.O.A.T gives him a freebie here.
A little bit of a head scratcher, maybe, but G.O.A.T probably just trying to save some time. Knowing McNair is probably going for this QB sneak. Kiv just flipping the play back and forth. 7 seconds on the play clock. 1 second, and he's just blown up in the backfield. G.O.A.T calls his last time out.
All those butt pats, and he still didn't get in.
All of them.
What you're seeing though, you pinch
Some
the
of them were
defensive
probably
line.
fake too.
Oh, they were a lot of fake makers there.
Hand off to Montgomery, who's wide open into the end zone. And assuming he makes the extra point, young Kiv is going to tie this ball game up.
Wow. Here we go, free football. Potentially here. You got
potentially
29 seconds now if you're G.O.A.T. You need a good kick return here. You can see it punch the halfback powering off that left edge. Montgomery, former wide receiver, converted into a halfback.
I don't know about you, Gibbs, but I'm pulling out my ballpoint pen here. I'm going to jot down a note just in case this comes back to bite G.O.A.T for going for that fake extra point or the fake field goal.
It might.
Because
we'll remember his first round matchup.
If he loses this game and he ends up playing somebody who maybe he doesn't want to, matches up somebody who he doesn't match up well against.
That's a great start to that drive right now. No timeouts. All right.
Let's take a look at that fake field goal real quick that gave Kiv the opportunity to win this game.
Throws it directly.
Myers just, yeah, not a good throw. McNabb looking deep for Moss. Moss cannot, because Champ Bailey is right there to swat it away. The legendary Broncos cornerback. Yes, he played for the Redskins too, but
gotta get the
swatting it away. Huge play there by Champ Bailey and young Kiv. And I think you're right. He needs to throw it towards the sideline.
There it is.
Nice play to get out of bounds. No. He does not. The clock is going to continue to run. We're going to look at overtime, Gibbs.
Free football, baby. That's what the fans came for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go. Now,
absolutely.
Yeah, he tried to get the ball towards that sideline. Unfortunately, not able to stay in bounds. No timeouts in that. That's where we're going to OT.
So young Kiv going to get the first shot at this.
So the way this is going to work, for those new watching at home, the overtime rules, much like you see in the NFL, if you get first possession, you get a touchdown, you're going home with that George Dub.
If you kick a field goal, you got to give your opponent another chance.
Or you don't score, your opponent has an opportunity to come down. They could kick a field goal, they get a chance to get a win. Back and forth we go.
McNair with pressure, big time coming from Champ Bailey, and he just lets go of the football fast enough for it to be an incomplete pass instead of a fumble. 2nd and 10 now for young Kiv.
G.O.A.T's getting a little more aggressive with his defense here. Starting to send about 6 defenders outside corners. He's also sending the slot corner to generate more pressure. You know, that come back to bite him here on a deep play. Not a lot of defenders to protect downfield.
Young Kiv out of the shotgun. Hands off to Montgomery.
Good play call.
Good call there to pick up the first down. Tackled at the 43. Young Kiv, who was down, almost down by 10. But G.O.A.T goes for that fake field goal. Gives young Kiv the chance to come back with about a minute left, and he does. Scores the touchdown to send this one in overtime, and he wins the coin toss. So young Kiv has a chance to win this game with a touchdown here. A walk-off touchdown, if you will. Pressure from the right side. Johnson, does he keep both feet in? He does. Another first down for young Kiv at the 42.
That's a great play call and great play recognition right here from Kiv. He sees it's cover three. Cover three has a real difficult time defending that sideline right there against corner patters. You can see a huge first down for him to move the chains here. Let's not forget, overtime rules here. If Kiv scores a touchdown on this possession, he will walk away 3-0 in the 1 seed from this Group B.
Looking for Johnson on that throw, and it's swatted out of his hands by the cornerback. So young Kiv now 3rd and 3 from the 35-yard line. This is where things get serious. Here in overtime, final game of Group B. Final game of Saturday's games of the Madden Championship. We've got more action tomorrow.
Oh, encroachment right there from G.O.A.T. And I get a free first down, move the chains. A little more life now for Kiv on this possession.
Do that fake snap.
There it is.
Randy Moss coming down with it at the 10-yard line. And young Kiv now threatening inside the red zone to win this game. This is the decider between #1 seed or #2 seed.
Yeah, you can see G.O.A.T. sits back in his seat there. He knows, you know, what he gave up with that fake field goal.
McNair brought down in the backfield, so a nice sack there. Joey Bosa with the play. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 11 now. G.O.A.T. playing lockdown defense on that play, but he's got to do it a couple more times. Newsome in motion, McNair back. Young Kiv looking for anyone in the end zone. Throwing towards the back, out of reach of his wide receiver under pressure. And despite being over 400 yards passing by young Kiv in this game, he can't complete that one for the touchdown.
Yeah, the scramble extended the play right there for McNair as he got outside the pocket. A couple options there, but he went to the back of the end zone. Wasn't able to connect. Now watch for Randy Moss off this left sideline. We'll call it the skimbo here.
I got to get a motion play. You got to show me. Skimbo's got to show me how he does it. It's a good play. Looking for Moss, but no Moss on that one. So 4th and goal, and Kiv is going to take his 3 points and give this one to G.O.A.T. for a chance.
Now G.O.A.T.'s got one chance, one opportunity here to make a drive. Go out and win a ball game here. His chance now. Now for G.O.A.T., you gave up a field goal in your first possession. We're playing overtime. G.O.A.T. comes out and gets a touchdown. He will win this ball game. If he gets a field goal, ties the game, you'll see another possession for Kiv. But if he goes down, turns the ball over, doesn't get a score, Kiv will win the ball game.
So McNabb breaks the huddle here, and G.O.A.T. looking to score a touchdown to win this ball game in overtime. Both these guys going to move on out of Group B in the Madden Championship. They will advance to play in the round of 16, which is 2 weeks from now.
Doesn't like what he saw there. He comes out in that trips formation, calls timeout, comes back out in a more compressed set. Back to the trips though.
McNabb in the gun. Darius Green in motion. McNabb looking, he's got a man. It's Randy Moss. Wide open into the end zone, and G.O.A.T. is gonna win this one. The walk-off touchdown to Randy Moss. And G.O.A.T. does hang on to beat young Kiv in this Group B game. Wow.
I'll tell you what, I would love to know from G.O.A.T. what did he see there when he called that timeout, end of the game, gets himself into a better play, better position with that audible. Is that where we saw the touchdown? Phenomenal way to end that one there for G.O.A.T.
Yeah, absolutely a phenomenal game there by G.O.A.T. It looked like he might give it away on the fake field goal, but he does hang on to win that one in overtime on the walk-off touchdown. With that, we got to throw it to Dave, who has our halftime.
AJ Gibbs, thank you so much for the call going into overtime. Excellent work. Gentlemen, Rico.